I've got this inner world inside me, and I like to show people what I see. It's sort of like I'm looking inside myself, and I roam around inside this world and sort of take pictures of it for you. This is the work that I'm going to be showing in my upcoming exhibition at Jan Murphy Gallery in September, called How Sweet is the Shepherd's Sweet Lot. The title comes from a William Blake poem, one of his songs of innocence. I just thought it was beautifully ironic, obviously, as the work is actually about the lack of guidance that I feel is happening from the powers that be. The actual exhibition is all about suits, men in suits, and them striding above us and around us and disconnected from us. Last year I thought it was time for a change. I'd been working on the previous series for about 5 years, and it was time for a change. I was looking through a lot of Goya works. I usually go look through his etchings and things like that. And I found this painting of these two guys on stilts. For some reason it just connected with me. And I decided I wanted to do that. I wanted to do a painting of men on stilts. And then it was a case, well, what am I going to dress them up in? And really quickly it was like, they have to be in business suits. It was something to do with the ridiculousness of men in suits on stilts, I suppose. But then very quickly I just sort of liked it as a metaphor. The other side of the body of work was that my wife and I had been collecting these oval frames for about 5 or 6 years, not knowing really what I wanted to do with them, but I just really intrigued with them, especially most of them had this convex glass, which was just so beautiful, and that transforms them. It doesn't distort or anything, but it just really makes it look almost mandala-like. You're looking into this other world. I started doing these paintings of, on the one hand, men in suits, and on the other hand, I did these men in suits on stilts, I should say, and on the other hand, it was this painting based on a John Singer Sargent painting of these young girls in this very Edwardian room. But the vases, they had these giant vases in the background, and I had to change them, and they turned into these cocoon figures. They're these suspended figures. And it was how, in many ways, this show was about how these strange suspended effigies met up with the businessmen on stilts. The escalator in the hill it's to me just a symbol of the sort of failure of modernism. And the failure of progress as we normally think of it. We normally think of this moving ever onward and upward, like an escalator. But here you can see the escalator's sort of grown into the hillside, and there's a tree growing out of the middle of it. And it's just being overwhelmed by nature. The entropy of nature will always win. I wanted to make reference to this world of big business that apparently rules us. And so we've got liquidity, probity, late returns. And sinking fund is the businessman sinking beneath the waves. We seem to have these men in power, whether it's politician, businessmen, always men in suits, and that's the important part. It's the uniform of power. These men in suits, and they seem to be above it all. They're up there in the clouds, while we're mere mortals are sort of down here, just slaving away. And I think there's stuff happening. I think they should be paying more attention. The way my work usually works is that it connects at lots of different levels within me, and I just sort of hope that it makes some sense to other people, or it triggers things in other people as well.